write notes. Well, it's an honor to have Will introduce me to Jasmine. And I guess I'm not finding my script, so we'll just have to leave. So, how many people here have ever been to? Is it okay to start now, Will?
Yeah.
What time is it?
It's like 8:10.
Oh, are we? Oh,
8:06.
okay. And how many people in here have ever been to an Occupy, any Occupy movement? Raise your hand. Oh, okay. So.
This is Oakland.
So yeah, this is Oakland. Hello. That's good. Thank you. I need hecklers. That's what it's all about. That's interactive.
Turkish?
Heckler.
Yeah.
I lectured on Frank Zappa at the Extreme Joyce Conference. So all these Joyceans at co-occurred in Berkeley campus once, and my wife's mother came, and I says, and now my mother-in-law will officially heckle me. She stood up and she goes, you non-conformists are all alike. So the amazing thing about Occupy, and what we're talking about today basically is what humans invent and how they affect us, how these inventions affect us, especially the hidden psychic effects. So a simple example is, what does a car enhance or intensify? The 4 steps of the tetrad. You know, it enhances private mobility. That's sort of a hidden psychic effect of cars. We'd say, well, what does a car enhance or intensify? Better transportation between point A and point B. But in essence, we don't tend to think. It isolates us all alone, and we're not moving in a pack together. Like public transportation, you have BART here in LA. We don't have an efficient, moving like a pack. Hive mentality, like let's move together and destroy the earth a little slower if we're all just running on one engine. So we're trying to, as a group, uncover the hidden psychic effects. So think of the tools the occupiers use. 1, cardboard sign with felt marker. Fucking A. Think of the protesters in all the protests, the history of the world. You just take a felt marker and you write it, and then you stand in front of a newspaper photographer and you get your picture in the paper. Well, I knew that as soon as the New York Times had a picture of Marshall McLuhan's most famous aphorism in the second, week of the Occupy movement. So they won, they got their picture, they got their sign in the New York Times, and it said, the medium is still the message. And you could tell it was a felt marker and a piece of cardboard. Now we're going to get super, like, there's the fake out, and then there's the double fake out. So this is like, we're deep sea divers today. We're going to get real meta. We're going to think about thinking. So you take, how many in here know who Chris Marker is?
Hooray.
Whoa, just a few. Well, he's probably the greatest filmmaker ever living until he died about a month ago. So he's about 90 years old. His contemporaries are Godard, Truffaut, Agnes Varda. And he invented a new film genre called the essay film. It's a fake documentary. You got to see Sans Soleil. Many of you probably seen the film he made you're not aware of is La Jetée. It's a 20-minute short film. How do you make a piece of art that's not a piece of art? How do you make a film that's not a film? This is what Duchamp ruined art, changed art forever, and sorry, no one's reinvented Duchamp. Keep trying. We need to reinvent, we got to reinvent Duchamp, and no one's done it. Not Warhol, not Mike Kelly, not Tino Segal. You challenge me because I'm ready to hear how anyone's reinvented Duchamp, but how do you make a piece of art that's not a piece of art? Chris Marker made La Jetée, In the 60s, 20-minute film, and it's all stills. So it's a slideshow. Maybe for whatever, whoever knows, it's like 10 seconds of film. And then, you know, you got to watch closely. But Sans Soleil indeed is in the same genre with F is for Fate by Orson Welles. There you go, he's nodding his head, he knows. So this is a new genre of film called essay film. Chris Marker. Well, he didn't want anyone to know his name. Can the art-making process be egoless? Well, he didn't want anybody to know his name, so he changed his name to Chris Marker. He named himself after magic markers. Hello, is that cool or what? So this old French guy, no one, you can't photograph him, he doesn't want anyone to see him. He made a great documentary on Tarkovsky, made a great doc on Kurosawa. In fact, PFA is going to show 3 or 4 of his films. Go see him. Got a good opportunity to see Sans Soleil, not on your computer, on your TV set, on a big screen. Please check him out. So that's the meta level there, is that Chris Marker, we're using markers as a tool for the Occupy movement. That's a pretty cool tool, it's already been used. Okay, what's another 2 tools that the occupiers used, helped bring up, and really develop is let's use some new tools. As George Lakoff, how many people know who George Lakoff is? Okay, well he's a linguist who Obama hired, says, help me get elected. And he goes, really? That's no problem, dude. Republicans are for feelings and Democrats are for issues. Just go for feelings. Guess what? He said hope, and we went, we'll take it. Hope. and then as soon as he got hired, as soon as he got voted in as president, then they fired him. And then Lakoff says, well, the Occupy movement is pretty cool, but the main thing they got to do is use the existing language and reinvent a new language. So pretty smart for some Burning Man kids. I thought Occupy movement was best depicted in, no offense to old people who were in the Occupy movement, but in People magazine, there was the issue of the end of the year issue with all the photos. And they had 1 photo for Occupy. Pretty good. At least you got 1 photo in People. Like McLuhan said, half the truth is still a lot of a truth. So, 1 photo, and it's a hot-looking Burning Man lady. I mean, really good-looking woman with her cardboard sign that says, I am very upset. It's like, half my Occupying friends go, that's horrible. And the other half goes, fucking A. You know, so that's when you know something is great, when half the people love it and half the people hate it. 3, if you're an aspiring filmmaker, you want to make films and change the world, read the 3 main books I learned from a great filmmaker. He says, Sam Fuller's book, Nick Ray's book, and interviews with John Cassavetes. In the Sam Fuller book, who's sort of like, if you don't know who Sam Fuller is, he's sort of like if Frank Zappa was a great Hollywood director, it would be Sam Fuller. And he says, if half the people love your shit and half the people hate it, you're doing something right. If everybody loves it, you better fucking worry. If everybody hates it, you better fucking worry. But if Andy Warhol, he nailed it better, he says, don't worry about what people think about your art or say about it or write about it. Just keep doing it.